Welcome to another episode of Technical Earth Syndicate, where we inspire, inform, and entertain you. I'm Chris Stewart.
And I'm Michael Buffington.
And this is episode 27.
27?
Oh,
27? Oh, yeah.
What have you been up to, Billy?
My name's not Billy. I've been playing Luigi's Mansion.
How's that?
3DS. Oh, it's so good. I just beat the first boss. It was like this little spider boss in the area of the first mansion, I guess. But it's really good. It's definitely... did you ever play the original?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty close to the original, but with extra features. Your little vacuum sucker up to get ghosts is more powerful and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I've heard that it's a bit easier to catch ghosts this time.
yeah. It's fun. I wouldn't say it's like super, super hard or anything like that. The boss fight kind of gave me a run for my money, but I beat it. I'm wondering how the rest of them are going to be. But it's just a fun little game, and Luigi starring it is awesome. I'm kind of sick of Mario. I hate to say it, I am sick of Mario. I want to see more Luigi games.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're on their whole little year of Luigi kick thing they're doing right now. So
Yeah, Luigi is just way better. So
I guess. I mean, they're about the same. It's just, maybe it's the color difference. Red brings out anger in me. No. What about you, man?
Well, I've actually been getting into some of the closed betas for some of the MMOs coming out pretty soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I actually got into Scarlet Blade, which I think you would absolutely hate.
Oh, is it that fan service crap we were talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those. Let's see, people might not have heard of it. If you've heard of the anime Queen's Blade, it's basically that, but an MMO.
Oh, cool.
So
Korean Grindfest, or
yeah, kind of.
Mm.
But the combat's actually not terrible. But
actually, what we've been kind of doing this past week before the show, we've been playing Resident Evil 6 on PC. So
we have. And all you naysayers, you guys are crazy. I don't know what's wrong with you. This game is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I really liked Leon's campaign. That's all we're on, and we're now on Chris's campaign. Your own story, Chris.
Yep.
No, it's more action packed, but Leon's campaign was more true to Resident Evil than I've ever seen. So
yeah,
I'm wondering how the rest of them will go. But that's fun. Well, this is going to be our last episode for a while. We're gonna be on hiatus till June, so I want to let all your listeners know ahead of time. That way, you guys know that we're not going to be doing another podcast for a couple months. So, and it's actually sneaking up on our year anniversary of this podcast, and I may do something special on YouTube, or we might do a Google Hangout or something like that. But
yeah, wearing party hats.
Party hats, yeah. But yeah, we're going on hiatus till June. So we're very sorry that you guys can't listen to our podcast for 2 months. We're going to be rethinking how we're doing the show or adding new features. More guests, I promise. More guests for this next little bit for springtime, summertime. Actually, it'll be summertime, wouldn't it? So, and June leads up until E3. So we're gonna still do our big E3 show, I'm guessing, this year. So
yeah.
And this time it'll probably be 2 hours long. We should have done 2 hours last year, honestly. There's so much information, you know?
Yeah, that was still one of our longest shows though, I think.
Yeah, it was. Until recently we've been going past an hour. All right, well we're going to go ahead and do the overview of the show. Chris, why don't you go start us out?
Well, today they just announced Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
So we're going to be talking about that, and also a bunch of PS4 information, correct?
Yeah, a bunch of new stuff came out at the Game Developer Conference today, along with the Metal Gear Solid announcement. So we're going to be going over all of that.
Cool. In Alan's Tech Corner, I'm going to be doing a discussion about computer maintenance, how to take care of your PC. I know I talked about a little bit about on a couple episodes ago about piecing together your own gaming PC or PC. It's just, for cheapness. Now I want to go through how to keep your computer safe and clean. So,
yep.
And then our standard TES news with games. So stay tuned.
Commencing Operation Topic Attack.
All right. So Who was surprised that the Phantom Pain is actually Metal Gear Solid 5?
Actually, I didn't know what they were doing with it at first.
I had a pretty strong feeling, especially after that that little image that came out that put the Metal Gear logo over the Phantom Pain logo, and that ended up being in the trailer that came out today. So
that's right.
That was kind of.
I'm excited, and Metal Gear Solid game I'm excited for usually. So.
I am too, and I'm pretty glad that it's not taking place after Metal Gear Solid 4 because that whole story, I think it's a pretty definitive end.
Yeah.
So, but there is still stuff that hasn't really been told from before all that stuff, like with Big Boss.
It seems like this is right after Metal Gear Solid 3 for the most part, and I think they'll probably dip into a little bit of 4, maybe. I don't know. But it's during Solid Snake's lifetime with Big Boss, apparently. So
I don't think it is. I think it's supposed to be immediately after
There's speculation, though, that there's parts of the game that might lead into parts of where Solid Snake is during the first Shadow of Moses project and everything like that too. So we'll see. Not going into that place, but around the same time period. You know, I'm wondering what they're exactly doing. If you watch the trailer, it's so jumbled up, you have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah, there's like flaming horses and like a female Psycho Mantis looking character and Ocelot's back. Ocelot
Big
looks
Boss
awesome.
without an arm with this little prosthetic arm hook thing, something weird. I don't know. And horses with explosions and Michael Bay features. You know? No.
Yeah, it turns out that the Ground Zeroes that got announced at what was it, Gamescom last year?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it was. But Ground Zeroes is actually the prologue for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
They're kind of like two games in the same game. Sort of like what happened with 2, with the tanker chapter with Snake, and then that led into the big shell thing.
I liked that. I actually really liked that concept. A lot of people didn't like playing as Raiden, but it was still cool, you know?
Yeah.
Now, we do have some Wow. We have some news. There we go. David Hayter, the original voice actor for Solid Snake, is not going to be in this one. A lot of people are flipping shit right now. So,
yeah, it's a little bit sad. He's been in there like forever since the first Metal Gear Solid. So it's gonna be sad to see him go.
You got asked on Twitter that were you even asked to be a voice actor? And he's like, no, I was not asked. So, and I have the feeling this has all to do with the Japanese voice actor for Snake, was it last year, is not doing it anymore. And everyone flipped out of it. He
passed away, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Well, everyone flipped out about that, I guess. And maybe they're just trying to recycle the voices because they're going to continue on with the series and stuff like that. So,
well, I think I read somewhere that he said he didn't want to do old Snake's voice anymore because it was like it was wrecking his voice hardcore, and I can understand it. But apparently, the spoilers ahead for people who haven't played 4, which is like 6 years old now.
So skip ahead a couple minutes.
But in the end of the game, Big Boss shows up. He's not actually dead, and the voice actor who played Big Boss in the ending to 4 is supposed to be reprising the role for part 5.
Well, it sounded good too. So
yeah,
I thought it was David Hayter actually doing Big Boss. The at the end of 4. So.
Yeah. And it actually makes sense because Snake in this game looks quite a bit older than he did in like Snake Eater and such.
Right.
So it would make sense for him to be a bit older like that.
I'm not bummed about it. As long as they keep on pushing out good storyline, I'm good to go with this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good game. It looks really good. Check out the trailer, guys. It's out there. Watch it, and you're going to probably flip out if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is so cool. Because that's what I did.
You're shooting stuff on the back of a horse with Ocelot riding it with a shotgun. How can that not be awesome?
That's the best thing ever. Oh man, and that's going to be on Xbox and PlayStation 3. Apparently, I don't know. They didn't even say anything about the next generation consoles. I'm guessing they'll be on there, but we'll see. So,
did they say that it was going to be on PC when it was just Ground Zeroes?
I saw something about it saying it's running on PC right now. And that's all I saw, and everyone's kind of questioning it. So we have no idea. So, in the next couple days after the show comes out on Friday, we're recording this on Wednesday this week. If anything comes out during that time, we'll be posting it on Facebook and stuff. But if it isn't, just keep tabs on it. Yeah. If we get a Metal Gear Solid game on PC, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that'd be just fantastic.
Oh, yes. Screenshots and video capture galore. Yeah. But, we'll see how that runs out, and we'll keep you guys informed probably towards E3. And when we come back in June, there's going to be a lot of information to cover probably. So
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and start with this PS4 information? I didn't really look into this, so you're going to be the main talk of on here. So
yeah, I seem to be the PlayStation expert on the show. I'm always doing my PlayStation Plus updates and all this stuff. But
fanboy.
Yeah, that's me. But they went into a little bit of the social aspect of the PS4 today. The UI is going to show all kinds of info about whatever game you're looking at. It's going to have player comments and whatever DLC you can buy before you even boot into the game. So that's kind of cool.
That's neat.
They're going to have a digest screen that's going to tell you what games your people on your friends list are currently playing, and you can opt to show their real names in the game. And you can link your PSN and your Facebook accounts, but if you do that, then you're going to be required to show your real name. So
for now, anyway.
Yeah, that's what they're wanting to do. Hopefully, they'll see that a lot of people are not so great with that, and they'll kind of make it an option instead of forcing it.
I kind of don't have a problem with it because I put my name out on Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that. I mean, you guys can look for me. It's Michael Buffington on there. So
yeah.
But I could see there being some problems with it. I hope they give you an ultimatum of doing it. So
yeah, I'm not too crazy about it, but I don't know.
But then again, if you want to link up with Facebook, I normally don't even care about linking up with Facebook too often. So
yeah, I think the first time you did that, you were spamming trophies all over the place.
Yes. I was doing that to annoy everybody.
Mostly me.
Yeah.
Good news for user accounts. They're not going to be tied to just your main console. They're going to be on the player's controller. So if you have more than one account on your console, you're going to be able to log in on your controller and then have your stuff separate.
That's cool. It's kind of like the Wiimote thing with the saving your Miis and everything. I mean, not quite to the level of awesomeness of what that is. It's just kind of the same concept. You can save your save games and stuff like that.
Yeah. They're going to be increasing the friend limit. Right now it's at 100, which is kind of crazy. I don't even know 100 people. So I don't know the need for that, but I guess some people are claiming for it. Spectator mode is going to be built into the PS4 hardware, and so the devs aren't going to have to code it into their games. So good news for them. The face buttons on the controller are going to be digital instead of the analog pressure sensitive ones that we have on the DualShock 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The DualShock 4 touchpad is going to have a 1920 by 900 resolution, and it's going to click when you push down on it.
Huh.
Yeah. Interesting. Remote play with the Vita is going to be built into the hardware as well, and like the Wii U, it's going to be a mirror between the TV screen and your Vita screen.
I wonder where they got that idea from.
I have no idea. Probably not the Wii U. Definitely not that.
Or the NVIDIA Shield. Definitely not that either.
Yeah. I also like their Sony Connect that they have there. Did you see the new PlayStation Eye? It's basically Sony Connect.
Sony always does things right though, for the most part, I guess.
Yeah. It actually looks cool though, the camera itself. It looks like it kind of clips onto the top of your TV or monitor or whatever you mount it on. So it actually looks pretty cool.
I have too many doodads near my TV right now.
Yeah.
Doodads. Say that with me, doodads.
Doodads.
Okay.
It's a fun word, doodads.
Anyway.
But the The one thing is probably the most exciting to me, at least, is they're going to have the PlayStation app for iOS and Android. It's going to let you browse the PlayStation Store and purchase whatever content is on there. Immediately download it to the PS4, and then once you get on your console, if you don't have it completely downloaded, you can play what you have so far.
Cool.
So that's going to be awesome.
The Steam app lets you download stuff, and also Nintendo's talking about doing that too.
Yeah.
But if this is right out of the box, that'd be awesome.
Yep. So that was a lot of cool stuff. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Still not 100% sold on it. I do need a more solid price. And
I need more games. I still want to go through and say that I'm still worried about the problem of this is an online system. They're forcing online, and I'm thinking it's going to be a bandwidth hog. So people with caps, watch out. Sony's trying to eat your wallet.
I can't remember. I think they might have said that it's not, strictly online.
Well, I don't think it's going to be strictly online. I just think every feature in it is dealing with online, with streaming and everything. It's a bandwidth hog. It's a huge bandwidth hog.
It really is.
So we'll see how that goes. And providers need to change up, how we get data now, not capping us.
They really do. It is ridiculous.
So it's not Sony's fault. It's just I'm worried about, getting this system and it just being data caps on us from our providers and crap like that. So
yeah.
But PS4, it's looking good. I still want one eventually, but I'm not gonna probably get it right away. But we'll find out more information mostly in E3, and we'll if we find out anything more, we'll update you guys on our Facebook or Twitter. So
yep.
Alan's Tech Corner.
All right. Well, a couple of podcasts ago, I was talking about building computers. You remember that? That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, got to talk about how to build a computer and the prices, and it's depending on how much you want to spend. You can go all out, or you can just spend a little. Well, today I want to talk about on Alan's Tech Corner how to kind of properly clean your system and computer maintenance tricks, little things like that. I'm mostly going to be talking about PC. Mac, I can go into a different show on how to clean it. It's pretty relatively the same, like backing up your stuff and getting a virus protector, because Macs do get viruses. I'm not going to be one of those idiots that say they don't get viruses. But I'll mostly go into PC because I spend most of my time on PC for PC gaming and digital media and editing and stuff like that. So cleaning your system, it's very simple. Just make sure you clean up your browser history, cookies. Clean up your registry. They have some programs such as virus protection programs. Sometimes let you clean your registry. So is C Cleaner. I think CC Cleaner or whatever it is.
Yeah.
See, I think it's CC Cleaner. You can clean out your registry that way. If you don't really know what your registry is, don't mess with that. Kind of like Google some stuff. Google. Don't be afraid of Googling it, Learn how to clean your system, your hard drive. Make sure you don't have 2 gigabytes left on your hard drive. Always give yourself a cushion of your hard drive, at least 50 gigabytes. I want to say 50 gigabytes.
Yeah.
I'm right now on my computer. I'm trucking 3 terabytes in my computer, so I don't really have to worry about running out of space. Chris, what are you at right now?
I think I've got 1 terabyte on mine.
Don't you? And then you have your external, right?
Yeah.
So,
but like every month or so, I like to go in and just kind of look at all the stuff that I don't even mess with anymore, any programs I might have, and just uninstall stuff.
Uninstall any bloatware you have, especially if you bought one from a store. Which
that's the first thing you should do.
We've warned you not to do that. Building your own system and installing your own OS without bloatware is awesome. You don't have to worry about that crap. Next up, I want to kind of talk about just clean your system. Do that. It's pretty simple. Clean up space, registry, your history, your cookies, everything like that. Get rid of all the crud after months of use. Virus protection. A lot of people don't pay for virus protection. A lot of people don't actually use virus protection. It's kind of disconcerting for me. I hate when people don't use virus protection because there's a lot of crap on Windows operating systems and even Mac systems that you need something to protect you. And now you can go with some free options such as Avast free or AVG free. And those are pretty good. There's some other ones you can kind of Google what virus protectors are good, like the top 10 of 2013 or whatever.
Yeah.
Right now, currently for my system, I'm using Norton, and Norton used to suck back in the day. And anybody that knows that, it used to suck. Now they kind of built it based off of what gamers, people in the industry want for securing their system. And it catches a lot of crap in there, especially little backdoors, viruses, worms, you name it. It also, including with it, so you don't have to use CCleaner, it has its own registry cleaner as well, and system tune-up and stuff like that. So does another one that's a really good one is Kaspersky's. I used to have that. Now I won't get that again compared to Norton, but it has registry cleaners, cleanup, tune-ups, and stuff like that too. Paying for those can cost some money. Sometimes you can buy a pack of 3 licenses for 3 different computers in your house for $50, that kind of stuff. That's usually a year, and it's worth it. I can say it's worth it. Some people that don't want to spend that money go with Avast or AVG, or look for the best free virus protectors, but you won't be getting the boom diggity dog service. I can't believe I just said that, but you're not going to be getting the best service out of the free versions, honestly. Yeah. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, but most of the time you won't. So I recommend actually purchasing a good virus protector. Now, everybody's very personal about what they use, and some people don't like Norton, some people don't like Kaspersky, some people don't like all the other ones. You just got to try different ones. There's usually free trials you can try out to see what they do for 30 days or whatever. Yeah. So
I've used AVG for probably the last 4 or 5 years, and I've never had any big problems with it. My wife uses Avast free, which is pretty awesome because every single day they update the virus database, and it's like, Avast updated your virus database. Yay!
You can turn off that voice, but for people like me that want a little extra security, it keeps everything pretty secure for some of those other ones you actually pay for. But it's not always true. I'm just picky like that. But you can pick whatever you want. But make sure you have a virus protector. I'm serious. Don't go without one. If you do, I'm going to come to your house. I'm gonna I don't know. I'm gonna burn your house down with a lemon.
Yeah. Maybe or you might just install some virus protection for you.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna yell at them until they do it. No, okay, next thing I want to kind of discuss is backing up your system. Periodically back up your system, because anything can happen while you're, trucking along going, oh, I'm using the computer. Yay! I'm not calling you stupid. It's just back up your system. Well, I've lost so many pictures, so many videos, so many songs, so many documents due to failure to back up my system on an external hard drive or an extra hard drive in my system. Yeah. And your physical OS, you always want to try to back up little files like your videos, music, all that kind of stuff. Back it up, do it. There's also cloud services you can use to back up stuff. A lot of people use those, but you end up having to pay for those. So, I mean, look at your different options. External hard drive's pretty good. Solid state drive's awesome if you can afford a few of them. Get solid state drives in your computer, a few of them if you have a desktop, and just put all your important files in. Hard drives fail sometimes. Solid state drives hardly fail at all. They don't break. There's very rare reports of them actually breaking. So
yeah. Piggybacking off of your cloud thing, Dropbox is a good one. We actually use that for the podcast, sending files back and forth. They give you, 10 gigs for free or something like that?
I think I'm up to like 30 now, though. So
yeah. They give you a decent amount for free, and then you can pay for additional space if you need it. But yeah, good free.
And you can earn stuff too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there's paid services for backing up your stuff, and there's other providers. Google it. I'm here just kind of telling you people to guide you towards learning, but basically back up your stuff, and especially if you're wanting to reload your system. And here's a big one for me: is reloading your OS or restoring your OS. And this comes with the fact you need to start backing up your stuff, making sure it's all secure, making sure you're not going to be erasing everything on your hard drive. There's a few different methods. Windows 8 has one of the best restore, or it's called refresh features on an OS right now. Other ones you can back up it to external hard drives, through Mac has Time Machine, Windows has some backup systems as well that periodically backs up your system and ghosts your hard drive over sometimes, so you don't have to worry about losing anything. But Windows 8 has one of the coolest ones. It's called Windows 8 Refresh, and you can get to that through PC settings when you scroll your mouse over to the right side or whatever, and you go to PC settings, general, refresh your PC without affecting your files. You'll see that if you scroll down. You can actually refresh your whole system to factory settings or when you first loaded it, and it will keep all your files, such as your documents, your music, your stuff like that. Your wife had to do that recently, right, Chris?
Yeah.
And so did I. Now, when you do this for Windows 8 only, it's going to put some leftover files in Windows. It's called old Windows 8 files or whatever.
Well, Windows 7 did that too, but it wasn't like clean, just like a straight refresh like Windows 8. But yeah, Windows 7 had the old file too. Right.
And Windows 8 is pretty good for this. And you can also do a complete restore, which you delete everything off your hard drive. I'm talking files and everything. So there's two different ones, so be aware. So refresh is good. Deleting everything's bad. And it'll give you options to say, we'll direct you and hold your hand through this, Yeah. So that's what you kind of do with that. And now with other OSs such as Windows 7, a lot of people, such as gamers, have Windows 7 still. You can, if you just make sure you have a Windows 7 disk or a file USB drive or whatever to reformat your system with. Usually you pop that in and it brings up a Windows 7 thing. You want to, restore your computer back to factory settings and all that kind of stuff. And it's pretty simple. Or you could go into restarting your computer, holding delete, and Google it. Windows 8 is probably the easiest right now, but basically you can restore your computer the old-fashioned way as well, which is what I used to do with Windows 7 a bunch. And doing this every 6 months is pretty standard. Try not to let your computer go without getting refreshed or reloaded past 6 months. I mean, if you're going to 6, 7, 8 months, that's fine, but try to get your computer refreshed after a year, because a year of use on a computer sometimes can lead to problems with certain programs. Not all programs, but some. Your registry can get screwed up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like to do it at least once a year.
Once a year is good, and that's usually I'm pretty OCD about it. So every 6 months, and a lot of people will tell you that every 6 months, especially someone that actually uses their PC a hardcore amount of times during a day. It's kind of good because you really get a lot of muck in there. So
yeah. And something I just found out pretty recently, actually, is I thought it was pretty interesting. If you don't have your Windows disk anymore from when you bought your OS, or if you just bought your computer and it came with a disk, if you don't have that anymore, you can order the OEM disk off of sites like Newegg or Tiger Direct, and they're considerably cheaper than going to the store and buying a brand new, like $100 Windows OS.
Or $200 pretty much, yeah.
But, still a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I have an actual Ultimate disk that I hard disk that was like I got it for free for like. It was a $200 program when it came out, or it was almost $300, I think. Yeah. Windows Ultimate 7. But then we did the upgrades for Windows 8, and we can actually reload anytime we want with that, which is cool. So, yeah. But that's something you got to look at, is reloading your system. Don't be afraid to. If you know something's going wrong, your computer's not broken. You don't have to buy a new one. It's probably just the software and your Windows OS messed up. If you're getting lots of pop-ups and viruses, if you let your computer get infected by viruses, you're kind of obligated to reload your system,
Yeah.
So
don't be too quick to just wipe everything, though, because more often than not, you'll be able to just do a restore. And that, like 9 times out of 10, that'll usually fix whatever problem is going on.
See, I can't recommend that. I can say 5 times out of 10 it'll actually work. With Windows 8, you can do a refresh. It's easy. But with Windows 7, there were so many issues with doing restores that did not fix problems that, say, a worm or a hardcore virus ate through.
Well, yeah, if you got like a nasty virus, it won't fix that. But some registry
other problems. Right, and if you have any registry problems, you'll have a lot of issues too. So be wary about that. Like I said, some of the virus protection programs can do tune-ups and stuff like that. It'll fix it. So read up on this stuff. Definitely open your mind to learning how to work a computer. And here's another thing you can do. A lot of people don't mess with this. Chris just recently had to mess with this. Is updating your motherboard BIOS, and that's kind of going into you need to know how to do it kind of thing. It's pretty simple to do. Usually you load a file on a USB drive and you load it into your BIOS. And if you know how to get to your BIOS, you know what I'm talking about. So you don't really have to worry about that. That's usually when you're installing new RAM or a new CPU chip onto your motherboard. So for you computer builders, you might want to look into that, updating your BIOS, keeping those updated as long as the company keeps it going. But basically, the heart of this conversation I want to kind of go through is understand your computer. It's more than just a tool to use. It's more than just a gaming, a hardcore gaming system that you're using. It's a part of a learning experience too. Learning all this will benefit you. Learning how to keep your system clean and, making sure that none of your files are going to get erased or taken over or whatever. It's just making sure it's relatively clean. So,
yeah.
But, take my advice or don't. If you need any further research, kind of like go over the information and just start Googling stuff. Really Google. There's other people with like big guides on what to do on cleaning and stuff like that. So even Windows, if you go onto Microsoft site, they kind of teach you how to clean your system too. So anything else you want to add, Chris?
Make sure you open up your PC every once in a while. I like to do it every few months, like not every few weeks or so, and just take a can of air and dust that thing out because it gets pretty nasty.
Literally clean your system.
Yes.
That is the most important thing, especially because those fans can get clogged up. I completely forgot to say that. Thank you, Chris. Canned air is pretty cheap at a store, $5, for a pack of canned air. Or if you have an air compressor, use the lowest setting, of course. You can blow out your system and its dust like that. Processor fans, don't let them get caked in dust because when they do, they'll start overheating. So
don't use a vacuum cleaner. That's probably the worst thing you can do to it, I think.
Yep, I've had a couple friends use a vacuum cleaner in their system. Don't recommend that at all.
There are special vacuum cleaners, I think, that you can buy for that, but they're ridiculously expensive. I wouldn't recommend it.
The best thing to do is air compressor or a canned thing of air, and canned air is pretty good, but be very careful of it. It can, explode in your hand because it gets really cold, and be careful of it. It's dangerous. No, clean out your system. Literally clean out your system from dust because that will make a hell of a lot more improvements on temperatures and all that kind of stuff. If you have a video card acting funny, pull your video card out and blow it out. I'm not with your mouth, but with a canned air. But that's all for now. And if you guys actually want any more questions, want to ask us more questions about how to keep track of your computer and clean and whatever, just let us know. So email us or whatever. So.
TES News.
All right. TS News. This is pretty fun. We got a lot of game news here, I see.
Yeah.
We need to put some tech news on here. I guess we'll have to do that sometime. But Capcom just announced they're going to be remastering DuckTales, the video game. Yes, DuckTales. Do you remember that? NES.
I do remember that. It's kind of surprising that they're coming out with this too, just completely out of left field.
It's left field. What are you talking about? It's one of the most popular games back on NES.
That's true, but how many kids nowadays know what DuckTales is? Seriously.
Us. That's all they're doing it for, dude. They're doing it for old fan base. That's all they're doing it for. And it's going to be coming out on PS3, Xbox, and Wii U later this year. And also a rumor, I don't like doing rumors on this show, but there may be a rumor of it coming on PC as well. And I'm guaranteeing it probably will. So, but Capcom, thank you. DuckTales, woohoo.
Yeah, anytime I see, top 100 games of whatever, like DuckTales is usually on that list. So
DuckTales is amazing.
Pretty cool stuff. Final Fantasy X and 10-2 HD is going to be coming out eventually, but they're going to be on PS3 and Vita. The Vita version is going to sell 10 and 10-2 separately. But,
which they're lucky. They're not stuck with 10-2. So
you can always just kind of throw it away.
Think about it, Chris. We can get an achievement for massaging.
Massaging?
Yeah. Do you remember that part of the 10-2?
I didn't play 10-2.
Oh, well, I did. There was a part where you had to massage a woman.
Well, all right.
It was kind of awkward. A lot of people thought it was awkward. Yeah.
It probably was.
Don't really want to do it again.
Can't be more awkward than that laugh from 10, though.
Ha ha ha!
Oh, man.
Well, anyway, so no release date on that, which kind of stings. We'll find out probably this year, end of the year. But all right, well, Battlefield 4 dun 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 is going to be coming out later this year. There's a 17-minute trailer / gameplay video out right now that they released this week.
Some exciting stuff from Nintendo today. They showed off a video of the system patch coming out in April. It's going to improve the loading speed, like going back to the main menu by so much.
Did you see that video?
I did. It's it's ridiculous. The video on the left side of it is what it is now, and it takes probably almost the entire 2-minute video to just to load up to the menu. The one on the right side is going to be after you install the patch, and it takes probably 10 seconds.
It's actually faster than the Xbox and PlayStation on speed of getting back to the menu from a application, which is pretty cool. So
yeah. It's actually kind of funny looking at it because you see the right side video, and it takes like 5 to 10 seconds to load to the main menu. Meanwhile, the one on the left is just still chugging along, and then like a minute and a half later, it finally gets to where the other one gets to, and it's just silly.
Yeah. Well, good job, Nintendo, on that. XCOM Enemy Unknown is going to be on iOS. Yes. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Are they trying to do what Borderlands did and make a brand new game? No, it's the full game of XCOM on there. Did you see the video of that?
I actually did not get a chance to watch the video.
They showed it running on an iPad, and it's also going to be on the iPhone as well. So yeah, they didn't say anything about Android, so we'll have to see how that goes. But the full game of Enemy Unknown is going to be running on Apple products, iOS products. So cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A bit of a follow-up from our last episode. We mentioned that Black Ops 2 is going to be getting microtransactions.
With Xbox, and
they
didn't confirm it for anybody else, I think. So.
Yeah, but PS3 and PC are going to be getting them on April 12th. And apparently the Wii U just doesn't exist because no word on it from there.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
Double Fine, yes, that awesome company made by Tim Schafer. Yes, you know who Tim Schafer is? I hope you do. Well, he started a Kickstarter up, remember?
Yep.
Well, you got a Kickstarter up for a Double Fine game without, another company such as Sega or something being attached to them, and it's called Broken Age. You can go to the website called brokenagegame.com. So there you go. And you can pre-order it on there and help them funding. And I think you can be a part of their beta too. But it's supposed to be their newest adventure game that's going to be more like, Monkey Island and Grim Fandango and stuff like that. So
I'm really surprised that Grim Fandango hasn't shown up anywhere. Like, they've been bringing back like Monkey Island and...
I think it's a Lucas problem. It was LucasArts that has that game. I don't think they're releasing it, dude. Yeah.
They really need to.
That's Tim Schafer's baby right there.
Yeah, that's money.
Money I would pay $1 million for.
I actually never had gotten a chance to play that game, so I would love to play it one day.
That is one of the best adventure games you'll ever play.
Yeah,
guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, Telltale Games just released they announced their new game today. It's called The Wolf Among Us, and it's going to be based on the DC Comics Fables universe. Yeah, I've actually never heard of that series, but apparently you're going to be taking the role of Big B Wolf, who I guess is a major character in the series, and it's going to be taking place before the comics. So that should be interesting.
Oh, that should be pretty fun. I mean, by the same people that made Walking Dead, that'll be awesome. So.
The good Walking Dead, not that crappy Survival Instinct game that came out.
Just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh man, that game makes me cry.
We did not buy that game. We weren't suckered into it. We're sorry if any of our fans were, though.
Yeah, we'll be offering consoling advice. So hit us up on Twitter or whatever if you need some cheering up.
Yeah, you can cry on my shoulder. Don't cry long though. You can stay maybe 10 minutes tops.
Yeah. Okay. So another PlayStation Plus update. Surprise, surprise.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's my thing. It's what I do. But last week they made The Cave free along with Tekken 6 on the PSP and Vita. And this week we've got Disgaea 3 Absence of Detention for the Vita. It's the Vita port of Disgaea 3 came out a few years back. Don't
you wish you had a Vita?
Well, I've got that game on PS3, but I do wish I had a Vita because there's still other stuff I want to play on it.
There you go.
But that's free this week. Escape Vector is now down to $4.49, and THQ and Square Enix games are on sale. Yeah, a few pretty good ones. Just Cause 2, the Red Faction games. Darksiders 2, I hear is awesome. I've not got a chance to play it yet.
Yeah.
But Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. That's an awesome co-op game, so I would definitely recommend that one.
Yeah, I like that game, actually. Played it a few years back.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, since this is going to be our last podcast for a while, what are you going to do for, the next 2 months?
I wish I had time for gaming. I'll have a little bit of time, but mostly I'm going to be studying for my promotion test coming up in May, and pretty much all of next month I'm going to be swamped because I'm taking a
military schooling course thing going on.
I'm going to go learn how to be a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be playing off and on, Resident Evil 6 whenever you can get a chance to play that. So
yeah, I'm excited for the Left 4 Dead 2 characters to come out on that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely got to make some videos for those.
I am going to, for the next 2 months, I'm going to be working on RPG Maker, I think. I'm going to be trying to work on that. And also gaming, of course. But I'm going to try to be doing something special for our YouTube. I'm going to try. I'm not going to promise anything. I know I always try to promise our listeners that I'm going to do something for our YouTube more so. But I'm going to try. And that's what I'm going to do. So, basically getting ready for the summertime. I'm going to be going fishing probably. That'll be fun. I got a buddy that wants to go fishing. I got a new fishing pole for Christmas. So,
yeah. I want to look into getting a tent for us because we went camping last summer. Borrowed a tent from a friend, and it's a pretty good time. I haven't been camping since I was probably 7-8 years old, and it's pretty fun.
Did you poop in a hole?
I did. No, they had no, it was like a big camping area. There were
tons of
people out there. It was like a building with toilets and things, but
go back home. You're drunk. That's not camping.
But we made a
be
fire.
A man, grow a beard.
I can't
go
grow
camping
a beard. I'm
like
in the military.
Go camping like Don't Starve, the video game.
Oh God. Yeah, it was a good time. We built a fire and cooked hot dogs and marshmallows and all that, and put the dog on one of those spike things that you put on the ground, and she ran around on the leash, and we forgot our pillows, so we had to bunch up our blankets and use those as pillows.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah. But I do want to look into getting ourselves an actual tent for ourselves and maybe try to go camping again this summer sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're going to be going hiking and fishing and camping. Or I don't think we're going to be going camping, but we're going to be going hiking around the area. We're going to actually experience the nature part of Idaho. So, the place we're at, we're in a studio for Emerald Coast Productions,
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. That's all the time we have today. So you can follow me on Twitter. My name's MBuffTES.
And I'm at CStewTES.
Also like us on Facebook and subscribe to our iTunes and YouTube accounts. Do it. We also have a Steam group that you can join and, game with us whenever we have time. This next 2 months, we're not going to have much time. So, yep. But thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next time.